Have you ever wondered how one ordinary girl from a small town became a global symbol of compassion? Let me take you on that journey. I am your narrator, and this is the life story of Mother Teresa, told with warmth, depth, and the quiet power her life still carries across the world. The life story of Mother Teresa, as narrated by your storyteller, in the bustling streets of Skopje. On a quiet August morning in 1910, a baby girl named Anjezë Gonxhe Bojaxhiu was born into a loving Albanian family. Little did anyone know that this fragile child, whose name meant little flower, would one day grow into a towering figure of humanity. From the earliest days, young Gonxhe's world was filled with the scent of incense, hymns of church choirs, and the kindness of her mother, Drana, who often gave food to neighbors in need. I imagine her standing by the doorway, watching her mother share what little they had. Perhaps it was there, right there, that the seed of compassion was planted, a calling beyond borders. As she grew, so did her sense of purpose. At just 12 years old, she felt a whisper deep within her heart, a calling from God. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, but it was persistent. By 18, she left her home, her family, and everything familiar to join the Sisters of Loreto in Ireland. The young woman who stepped onto that train was full of courage, but also uncertainty. She did not know that she was stepping into the life history would remember. From Ireland, she traveled to India, the country that would shape her destiny, becoming Mother Teresa. In 1931, she took her vows and a new name, Teresa, after Saint Teresa of Calcutta. She taught at St. Mary's School in Kolkata, and her students adored her. Yet every day, as she moved through the city, she saw poverty on a scale she had never imagined. Abandoned children, the sick with no one to care for them, the dying left alone on the streets. Something inside her stirred again, another calling. In 1946, during a train ride to Darjeeling, she felt what she called the call within a call. She knew she must leave her convent and live among the poorest of the poor. A mission of love. Wearing a simple white sari with a blue border, she stepped out into the world not as a teacher, but as a servant of humanity. Her first mission? To gather children who wandered the streets and teach them under the open sky. Her hands trembled. She had no money, no building, and no certainty, but she had faith. And slowly, others joined her. In 1950, she founded the Missionaries of Charity, an order devoted to caring for the sick, the hungry, the naked, the homeless, the least of these. Soon, homes for the dying opened, orphanages, leprosy centers, shelters for abandoned babies. To her, each person she touched was Jesus in his most distressing disguise. Global recognition, humble heart. The world began to notice her unwavering compassion. Awards followed, the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979 among them. Yet, when asked how to spread peace, she simply replied, "Go home and love your family." Even with global fame, she remained humble, often saying she was just a pencil in God's hands. Final years and legacy. Mother Teresa continued her work until her last breath in 1997. By then, her order had spread across more than 100 countries, with thousands of sisters carrying forward her mission. Her life was not without struggle, doubt, or pain, but in the end, she became a beacon of compassion for the world. In 2016, she was canonized as Saint Teresa of Calcutta, forever remembered as a woman who transformed love into action. And so, dear listener, from a small-town girl to a global symbol of mercy, Mother Teresa's story reminds us that extraordinary change begins with one simple act of kindness.